So, on behalf of Star Trek Global, I welcome you all to the fourth session of Heart to Heart. Now, what is Heart to Heart? Heart to Heart हमारा एक प्रोग्राम है जहां पे कोई ज्ञानबाजी नहीं होगी. It will be a heart-to-heart connection where everyone and anyone can express what they feel. We can be creative. We can share our experiences. We can motivate each other. We can learn from each other. We can do anything which we want to do heart to heart. So I begin today's session, and I would like to, ask all the newcomers to just introduce themselves so that we also know who you are and what are your aspirations. वेरी ब्रीफली सी सबको टाइम मिलना चाहिए, इसीलिए किसी को भी हम 2 मिनट से ज्यादा या 3 मिनट से ज्यादा बोलने का मौका नहीं देते हैं, क्योंकि सबको बोलना है यहाँ पे. और यही सेशन होगा जिसमें हम ऑर्गेनाइजर्स नहीं बोलेंगे, यानी मैं और महेश नहीं बोलेंगे या विभा नहीं बोलेंगे. यही वो सेशन है जब हम आपसे सुनेंगे. ठीक है जी. सो आई वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट नाउ स्मिता. स्मिता, कैन यू स्विच ऑफ?
Yes, Smita. Yes. Welcome, Smita.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Smita from Ghaziabad. I'm here to just know about, just to know how to express myself and to know or to get inspiration from everybody.
All of us, right?
ओके ग्रेट. लेकिन हमने तो आज प्रॉमिस ये किया था स्मिता कि हम कोई ज्ञानबाजी नहीं करेंगे.
हाँ. और ये मैंने स्मिता को
से मिला. या सॉरी महेश, क्या बोल रहे हो?
स्मिता इज अ कजन ऑफ मीनू.
अच्छा.
तो इनको मैंने बताया था, मैंने कहा हार्ट टू हार्ट में जा रहे हो ना, वहां पर आज बिल्कुल यूनिक कॉन्सेप्ट है कि वहां पर कोई ज्ञान नहीं, कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं, कोई कुछ नहीं. वहां पर देखो तो शी वाज जस्ट क्यूरियस टू नो कि हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पर, देखने आई हो. जस्ट वेलकम, देखो ना क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर. So she is here to see what's going on. ऐसा क्या है यहाँ पर? कुछ टीचिंग नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं, क्या होता है यहाँ? Okay. देखो फिर.
Great. Welcome Smita to the program. Okay. Now I'll request DK to introduce himself. DK, आप अपना वीडियो ऑन करेंगे?
Hi, sorry. I'm from Malaysia.
Okay, sorry. You understand Hindi?
Not really. Is this all in Hindi?
No. We'll speak in English also. No worries. We'll speak in English. Can you introduce yourself and can you start your video so that I can,
Yeah, my video's on.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
The spotlight is.
Can you? Yeah, I can put the spotlight on you.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, DK. Welcome.
Okay.
A brief introduction about yourself.
I'm from Malaysia. I teach yoga, and I've been attending a lot of your programs for the past few months, and that's it. Thank you very much.
Great, wonderful. But this program is slightly different. In this program, we will not teach anyone. No talks of wisdom or gyan, which we say. This is a sharing and expressing program where you will express, you will share your experiences, and we will all learn from each other. Rather not learn, we will all get updated, because the moment I say learn again, then we go back to wisdom. So yes. This is a free for all, heart to heart talk. Whatever you want to say, you want to sing, you want to dance, you want to tell a joke, you want to, whatever you want to share, an incident, you want to tell about yourself, all welcome. Fine.
Okay.
So welcome to this workshop.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Yes, namaste. Great, wonderful. So today, see, last time when we, in our first session, we expressed that we will share the stupid things which we did in our life. Fine. And somehow, we missed it. So I had shared my stupid thing, which I did. So I will start with with sharing my stupid thing, which I did, so that you also get motivated, and let's be vulnerable. Let's share what are the stupidest things which you did, and you feel that, oh, did you do that? Fine. So let me share one of my stupidest things which I did. That was I think so 15-20 years ago. me and my friend were, you know, eating in a restaurant and enjoying ourselves. And me and my friend, we both are very mischievous. You know, I'm a bit mischievous inside. Inside, I'm very mischievous, you know, childlike. I like to do pranks and I like to, you know, admit it. So, and my friend is also the same. So 1 + 1 becomes 11. So what we found was that a person sitting in front of our table, he was eating a lot of, you know, paneer pakoras. Paneer pakoras is, you know, cheese cutlets, sort of cheese cutlets. And we hadn't ordered that. So we thought, yeah, we also want to eat, but then we thought that if we order a plate, then it will be too much for us. So we were just discussing, yeah, shall we, you know, ask him to, you know, shall we borrow 2 cheese cutlets from his, you know, plate? And I said, nahi, it looks very odd, you know, borrowing and asking. So it so happened that that person was alone, sitting alone, and he went to the washroom. And we got our chance. So we thought that, you know, there are so many you know, cheese pakoras there. Maybe we can steal 2, you know, and, you know, quench our our eagerness to eat that. Who will go and pick that pakoda? I said, I'll do it. You know, challenge lena tha. ठीक है. I boldly walked towards his table, saw that no one is looking at me, pinched 2 pakoras, came back to my seat, and we started eating. And while we were munching that pakoras, this person came back. He sat, and he was looking at the plate and wondering that where those 2 pakoras are missing, or maybe he forgot that he had eaten. And by looking at his face, his puzzled face, now we started laughing. You know, that was one of the moments which I still remember, that he was so much surprised. Ki, what happened here? These 2 pakoras kahan se vanish ho gaye? So this was one of the stupidest things. And I think, looking back, I think that theek hai, I don't regret doing that, because these are the moments which I remember till date, and I laugh. You know. And these are all innocent, I'll say innocent pranks. You know, no harm to anyone. So that was one of my stupidest things, which there are a lot of stupidest things which I did. One of these, I still wonder that what if he had come and seen me pinching those pakoras? What you know, excuse would I have given? So over to you all.
Yep.
Yes.
So, agree.
It's okay to be vulnerable, you know. These are the many a times we pretend to be something which we are not. We are all child, you know. We are children inside. It's like a monkey doesn't a monkey or a dog doesn't, you know, does these pranks, छोटे pranks, and we love those pranks. But when we as human beings we do it, I don't know. Sometimes we become judgmental. So anyway,
yes.
over to the team.
Okay, so should I share?
Yes.
It is not 1, it is 2. तो छोटे हैं, इसे 2, और दोनों बड़े अजीब से हैं. वो दोनों अभी तक मुझे याद है, इसलिए वो शेयर करना चाह रहा हूँ. एक तो बहुत ही छोटा है, लेकिन वो इतना एम्बैरेसिंग है कि आज मुझे याद आता तो मुझे लगता है अच्छा है.
महेश, DK doesn't understand Hindi.
Okay, so whenever I think about that, did I do that? Or today itself, it is so embarrassing, but you know, it is there. So I'm just sharing with you. So what was happening? Me and my friend was just walking. You know, it is just 10 years back. We were just 10, 20, 15 years back. We were just walking and having oranges in our hands, oranges. And we are just peeling them, and we are talking to each other, and we are so engrossed in talking to each other that a dustbin was there. Not dustbin at the time, but dustbin. There was not dustbin that time, but there was a garbage, you can say, place. It's a garbage place. There was a garbage place. So what I did is, while I was talking, I just peeling the santra, that orange, and I throw the orange in the garbage bin rather than the peeling of it. And the moment I threw it, I understood, oh, I threw that in. And so whatever happening was there was very embarrassing. Why? Because we thought this is a good big orange, so why not pick it up from the garbage bin and just have a wash and wash it. Who is seeing that? Who is watching us? So we saw here and there, And he said, no, don't do that because this is not good. Yaar, अच्छा नहीं लगता. This is not good. I said, so just don't leave it because it's such a juicy orange. We took it out. It was so bad. Even if I think today, na, I was so embarrassed with that thing. And we didn't get the tap nearby. There was no tap nearby. So we took it. We packed it with a paper, and we took it in a park where that grass is green by those pipes, right? We washed that santra, we washed that orange, and we both ate it. We both ate it. And he was so disgusting. He said, "What are you doing, yaar?" He said that I am doubting. I'm not doubting that you are from army because army people do all these shit things. And that was so embarrassing. Today itself, when I remember that what we had done here, if somebody had looked at us, they say, "What are they doing? They're such a good-looking man, and they are doing this thing." So it was very embarrassing, but a very, very, remembered thing. The second thing what I want to share, very, very thing, that was my, I was showing that I was very clever and I'm very smart. So what happened? We are playing football. That is when I was in army. We are playing football. And the goalkeeper of the next, so my goalkeeper has, sent this ball very fast. So it is going towards next goal post. So I was running after it. And it is going, I'm not touching the ball because it is already going. And people are saying, "Mahesh, put your leg in, you touch the ball." I said, let it go, let it go. I know that I can take it to the next goal. And it happened, it went to the next goal. But I didn't touch the goal. And everybody was saying, we were saying, because if you don't touch, it will not consider a goal. You have to touch the ball. So I was so clever at that time. I thought I am doing something good, but it was just a fluke. And everybody was on me that, "What are you doing, yaar? You have just wasted all the efforts." That was a very embarrassing moment. And these two moments are still in my memory.
Great.
Now,
Wonderful.
how do you?
I see in those days there were no social medias or cameras. Otherwise, people would have clicked the pics and it would have become viral.
Yes, it would have become viral. Yeah.
Anyone else who wants to share his or her stupid moments?
May I?
Yes.
Yes.
Although I had already shared in that EFP group, but I would like to share this here also.
First, Pratibha, just a one-liner for you because there are some new people. So there will be an introduction also. Yeah.
Myself, Pratibha. I am from Allahabad and mother of two kids, and I am very much fond of writing and speaking. That is my passion. And apart from that, I believe in learning so many things, and I would love to interact with the people. This is the things which is all about.
Fine. And your stupid moments.
Yes. Generally, what happens when on various festivals, that messages keeps on coming to our mobile, and what we do generally without we keep on forwarding these things because हमें भी forwarded messages आते हैं. We also received that forwarded messages, and I think 2 years back on Diwali, I received message Happy Diwali and all this kind of thing was there, and without reading that, I forwarded to all the members of my WhatsApp group member. And in the evening, my daughter said, "Ki Mama, had you read that message?" मैंने कहा हाँ, मतलब initially I read that there was a Diwali wishes and all. She showed me that message and it was like, "Happy Diwali to all of you, to your family member from Rajesh Verma, head post office, Allahabad." And I forwarded to all my friends, my family members. That was forwarded by me, but on behalf of Mr. Verma. That was a stupid thing I did.
That was wonderful. And that generally happens, Pratibha.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a habit of wishing everyone a happy birthday on my Facebook. So many a times, there are 10 or 20 people, whose birthdays are there. So it becomes very difficult to type for everyone. So what I used to do was, I used to type one message, copy it, send it to all. And one day what happened when I sent it to all, so one of the persons replied back and said, "Thank you so much, but let me tell you, I am not Dhirendra." because the first message which I wrote was happy birthday Dhirendra, wish you good luck and many more such years to come, and then I copied it and sent it to all.
Yeah.
And sometimes there is a hell lot of disadvantages of technology also, like we are very much fond of keeping touch phone and all,
Right.
and there is a disadvantage of this touch phone also, because randomly you keep on swiping all these things, and it got happened with me that unwanted message like I received from my, like, in ladies group it was supposed to be shared, but unfortunately I selected somebody else's name and it got delivered to him, and it was going, and I said to my son, Manka, Lakshya, stop it, it is going somewhere else which is not supposed to be, but it got delivered, and it was so embarrassing for me. Whenever I used to meet that person, so I always used to feel guilty, and he used to say, oh no ma'am, not to worry, we are mature people, but we have to be very careful and very cautious while using these touch phone also.
Yes. You're right. Absolutely right.
Okay. Anyone else who would like to share? Mukesh?
Yes, Arun. So thank you, Arun. This is Mukesh Kumar. So my story, the stupid thing that I'm going to share, that starts around 17 or 18 years back. It is a story when started. It was 2003. Yes. So that time I was doing my MCOM course. So it was a co-ed course, means a correspondence. I was doing my MCOM from CCS University. So one day what happened when I went to the center for my examination, so there was a girl who was sitting just behind me, right? And I used to do the examination whenever I appeared in the exam. So questions comes, the two-way question, the theory question, then the numerical question. So that day I decided to do all the theory question. I marked all the theory question that I'm going to do only theory question and not any practical question. But when I was doing all my theory questions, so suddenly what happened, that girl just touched me from the behind and asked me, have you done this question? So that question was a practical question. So when I saw her face, so suddenly I changed my mind. Still, I was not knowing that practical question, but I suddenly changed my mind, and I just told her that yes, so the next question is this question. I'm going to attempt this as my next question, that practical question. And I did that question, that practical question. I skipped one of my theory question and picked up that practical question. Okay, then I start means showing that answer to her. Invigilator came to my desk. What is happening? What is this? Why are you showing this answer to her? I just told him, sir, if I don't show this answer to her, so she might fail. Okay, he agreed upon my words. So the day went, we both cleared our MCOM. I didn't know her name. Then in the 2007, so this was not a stupid thing. This was just a trailer. 2007 came, and in between, in 2006, I got married. So this time I would not say my wife name. This is going to be like what to say means okay, leave it. 2007, when I appeared for my MBA entrance exam. So it was Shadra Shamlal when I went over there for my entrance exam, and I saw that girl again at the Shamlal College. So at that time, one of my friends was with me, and that friend was my close friend basically. So I used to tell him the story of that girl. But on that day, when I told him that she is the just look at that girl, she is the girl whom I showed that answer in 2003. Okay, now my friend told me that you are stupid, you don't know her name and talks me every time about her. Okay, now what happened, there was a big hole in the Shamlal College where around 200 of students were sitting and all were doing their exam. Now there were 10 minutes remain to complete the examination. Now that girl has just completed her paper and just came out of that room. Now I was like shivering. I just also just stand up my desk and gave my paper to the invigilator and came out the room. And suddenly I crossed her way. Okay, now she asked me, "Hey man, what are you doing? Why have you stopped my way?" So I just ask her, if I think you don't remember me. I showed you one answer when we were in MCOM. Now she told me, so what is that? Now why are you stopping my way now? I just simply said her, at that time I did one mistake. I could not ask your name. So please tell me, what is your name? She told me her name was Minakshi. And I just give the impression, okay, ma'am, now you can go. Now you can go. I'm done. Now the stupid thing is that name, that Minakshi is my wife's name. तो जिसे कहते हैं ना कि जिसे ढूंढा गली गली वो मेरे घर में ही मिली. So that was the stupid thing.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Cool. Very good. Yes. Anybody else is excited after hearing Mukesh?
Yes.
Come on. Use the place.
By the way, why are we all saying that stupid mistakes which we did 17 years ago? Have you all become wise now and stop making mistakes, stupid things? Okay, Reena, would you like to?
Yeah. I would like to share. This is also, I remembered something 17 years ago, not 17, sorry, 15 years ago. It is actually, it's a very fresh, it's very fresh in my memory. So actually, my mother had gone to Kuwait and I was living with my Masi at that time. So for a month or so. So I had a friend and I was very close to people in that colony there. So I had a friend. So I told my friend, "Chal yaar, chalte hain, let's go and have something from the market." So there's every DDA colony has a small this thing market. That's a small DDA market. So that market is very famous. So on the right on the back side of the market, you have stalls, and those people knew us very well. So we went there, and that guy was very famous there. Wo Golgappe or Tikki wala. So he decided, let's enjoy some stuff here. तो हम लोग खा रहे थे, तो मैंने कहा चल यार पाव भाजी खाते हैं. तो हम लोगों ने जब पाव भाजी दी तो वो भाजी में इतना नमक था, हम लोग खा नहीं पा रहे थे. पर उतनी देर में मैंने अपनी एक भाभी को आते हुए देखा. तो मैंने और मेरी फ्रेंड ने कहा चल यार इनको खिलाते हैं. तो दूर से आवाज लगाई, नीलम भाभी, एंड आई एम वेरी फेमस ओवर देयर. तो उन्होंने कहा भैया ये अब चीखी है तो वो यही है. वो भाभी आई, मैंने कहा भाभी आओ हमारे साथ खाओ. तो वो पाव भाजी उनको पकड़ा के हम लोग वहां से भाग गए. तो नेक्स्ट डे शी मेट मी एंड शी टोल्ड मी, मुझे तूने पाव भाजी चिपका दी है और खुद तुम गोलगप्पे टिक्की खा के भाग के आ गए वहां से. तो आई फेल्ट सो एम्बैरेस्ड एट दैट टाइम कि मुझे उनको बता देना चाहिए था, हम नहीं खा पा रही थी, इसलिए आपको खिला रहे हैं.
Right. Wow. Okay, so good. People are coming with their best things. Anybody else want to share?
Vibha, welcome.
Hi everyone.
Yeah.
So I was just remembering a crazy thing that we did.
Video on. Can you switch on your video?
I can't. Sorry, Arun. Not in a very good position at the moment to show my face.
Okay.
My entire desk is scattered. So I really don't know where to keep my phone at the moment.
Okay, no worries.
Sorry for that. But yes, I'm enjoying everybody's, participation and their thoughts that they're sharing. So I was just remembering my trip to Rishikesh. I had gone there from that time I was part of Hajj. And after you finish off the rafting, you need to do a cliff jumping. So that's around approximately 45 feet, 45 feet up. So you need to do a cliff jumping, which is said to be a good omen that you have ended the rafting, your trip of rafting very well, and you shall come back. So that's a kind of a promise also. So me and my friend, we were so scared to look down and see that, we have to jump that far. So we said, okay, let's do one thing. Let's hold hands and we will jump together. So we said, okay, at the count of 3, we jump. So we had to take 3 steps. With every step, we will count 3, 2, 1, and then we jump. So we had to count 3 steps. So by the time we started with 3, and then we moved 1 step. Then we said 2, we moved another step. And then we said, okay, 0.75, 0.50, 0.25. And then said, we are not going. So we came back again gathered the, confidence. And then we motivated ourselves, maybe we will be able to do it. Then again we started. And this time we didn't even go to 2. This time we were like, are we sure we're going to do this? Then we started with 3, 2.75, 2.50. Then finally our coach who was with us, he said, if you're not going to do this time, I'm going to push you down to the, to the river. So we gathered the courage and we jumped. Now with us, there was a person who was so scared and he was curious also at the same time. So there was a crowd from where we had to, jump the cliff. So there was a lot of crowd over there. And this person was so curious to know what is happening that he started moving all the people around him and asking what is happening. And without even, we didn't even let him know that he has reached the corner of the cliff, and we pushed him. And it was quite a surprise. He came with a curious pant, but by the time he could get out of the water, he was like abusing us to the full, telling us, you guys have cheated, you guys have thrown me in the water. But I think that was the most craziest thing that I ever done. It was fun, but at the same time, yes, since it was like a surprise to him, I do understand at the same time, we should not be risking somebody's life while we are, having fun. So that's from my side. Thank you.
Oh,
Great.
wow.
Wonderful.
Good.
DK, would you like to share?
It's okay. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Anyone else who would like to share? Smita-ji, would you like to share?
No, sir, I don't remember any
Okay,
such
perfect.
incident.
That's wonderful. So over to now. Whenever we remember all these stupid things, I know many of us must have done stupid things. More of the stupid things, not this only. Don't we feel very happy about it as such? We always remember, and we become younger. The more we think about those stupid things, there is some energy which comes inside and tells us that no, you are not old, you are young. You stop aging. I think so. We should do some mischievous things every day to keep our energy and our buoyancy. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? So, should we be doing now? Now the topic of discussion is opening it the debate. Should we be doing it or not? Should we behave? Should we behave as the age? Behave as per your age. What do you think?
Yes.
Behave as per your age. What do you think?
Yes.
We should behave as per our age, or we should behave as we feel. Two different things.
I mean, it depends on the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, which means that you say that yes, sometimes we should also do as we feel. Many a times we restrain ourselves. We want to see, for example, let me tell you one incident. For example, if you are going to a park and there is a seesaw. Okay. Now you might feel like, yeah, let me go and do some, seesawing. But then you say, nahin, nahin, yaar, what will the kids feel? At this age, you are doing the seesaws or, swinging or jumping or walking on up on that, what is that called? Those stepped ladders and all, behaving like a child. And on top of it, there will be so many parents who will be watching you. So if you feel that, yes, I should be doing it, will you do it or will you not do it? If that urge comes, let me swing or let me behave like a kid, but then there are so many other parents also there. What do you say?
Arun, definitely we should do that.
Of course, I will.
Okay, great.
I will do rather. I go to the parks and I jump into the swings. See, I clearly understand.
No, I'm saying, Viva, the question is this, like DK said, it depends. So it depends. The situation is like this, that there are so many other parents also there who are behaving like parents. You are the odd man out, the odd woman out or the odd man out. You are there. See, generally what happens when we are alone, I know all of us, when we are alone, we do childish things. Okay? When we are alone, because no one is watching us, so we will do anything. We'll do any childish thing. We'll do anything. Fine. For example, many a times, like Mahesh, let me admit one thing. Like Mahesh said, ki wo jo santra, that orange which he threw into the garbage, okay, and he picked up. But let me tell you, when I'm alone at home, and if I am eating an orange, and if that orange falls down, I will go and wash it and eat and eat it. Okay? I won't throw it into the dustbin. But yes, when guests are there, when somebody else is there, then I will throw that orange. Are you with me? Does it happen to you also? See, when we are in front of people, we behave as per our age or as per our qualification or as per our what we think about ourselves. But when we are alone, when we are with ourselves, do we do that? So my question was this, not when we are alone. My question was, when we are in the society, should we do as we feel or should we do as society demands?
Society demands. You should conform to society.
Wonderful. Anyone?
Yes. So it's a very interesting topic about. So here comes the temperament things what we are talking. Many people want to do things whatever they like, whether they're in a crowd or not. I have seen people who are sitting in the crowd and the kids are dancing on stage and they are around 60 or 65 years old and they start going on the stage and dancing with the kids because they can't stop themselves while expressing themselves. But there are many people whom we have to push. Okay, you come and dance. So I think that's not about who will do or who will not. This is about the temperament also. This is about that what is our nature also and how we go. Like DK said, conforming. So it is a belief system also that what other people will say if I do that. So I think much more than our maturity or childlike thing or something. This depends upon how we see the world. If I see the world like, okay, so this is not a thing I will do in front of many people. This is not about what they will say. They will say, I don't want to do it in front of other people because they will again, again snatch me and do more things. So I will avoid that in front of people. So I think it's about our nature also, that whether we do it or not.
Great. Any other?
Personally, I also believe that one should not do because in society you carry some reputation or some that this thing that the people think about you. So one has to behave sincerely and maturely. But personally, like if I'll find that space that nobody is around me, like my kids are there, my husband is there, then I would love to. Like I told last time also, उम्र की दहलीज शरीर को ही पार करने दो, दिल को तो बच्चा ही रहने दो. So why not?
Okay, great, wonderful. Mahima, you have just joined. Maybe you can introduce yourselves and what the topic of discussion. Mahima, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, Mahima, switch on your video. If you can switch on the video, I will put spotlight on you.
I'll just do that. Sir. Am I seen, sir?
Just a second. Yes, Mahima. So your
Yes.
brief intro, how do you came to know about this meeting? And my question was this, did you hear the question? You know the question?
No, actually, I just joined. That's
Okay,
why.
my question was this, that many a times we like to do something, but we don't do that because of society norms. For example, just give you an example that if I'm sitting alone and if I'm eating an orange, and if that orange falls down, if I'm sitting alone, I will go wash that orange and eat it. I'm being very, very vulnerable. I'll do it. I do it many a times. Okay. But if I'm sitting in a society and if that orange falls down, then I will not eat it. Then I will put it in the plate. You know. So these are two different reactions to the same incident. My question to you is, should we do what we feel, or should it be depending on the social norms? That society में रहो तो कुछ और बन के रहो, and अकेले में रहो तो. Question to you. Okay, introduction and question.
Yeah. I'm very happy to be a part of this group. And okay, so my name is Mahima Nair. I am a counseling psychologist, and I am an handwriting analyst also. I am based in Surat, just half an hour away from Mysore. And joining this group is a bliss for me. That and all thanks to Mahesh sir to connect me to this group and Arun sir. So answering to your question, sir, what I have been taught from the background that I come in is be conscious and be your own self. Whatever you do, don't think about what the society does or how they are. So, when we think about the society, we lose ourselves that, okay, the thought comes, log kya kahenge. This has been a thought and a point which is always marked. So, I come from an army background and also into a business background and education. So I am inclined to these three varied different fields, and all in my family members have been into doing something different in the society and being different. So this is what I believe.
Okay, so you say that I should eat that orange even if I'm in a society, sitting in a party.
No, not. I didn't mean that.
Since you're a psychologist, so I'm just asking you, because you said that we should be ourselves. So maybe anytime if I'm in a society or if I'm sitting in a friend's place and if the orange falls down, I'll say go and wash that orange and eat it, because I don't like to waste food.
So that doesn't it also involves on the situation also, not every time, right? So where the comfort zone and where that situation is, so that's how we.
So that means we go back to society again. That means
we still, so somewhere down the line we have to be also a part of the society, and sometimes we need to follow the norms of society.
Norms, right.
So the norms that are being created, we are ourselves who have created those norms, and we have also the choice to break the norms. So it's not always, but yeah, it's as per the situation.
Okay, great, wonderful. Yeah. Who else? Yes, Mahesh, you want to say something?
No, politically correct. Mahima is politically totally correct.
Pardon?
Politically correct. She's politically correct, I said.
Correct.
Yeah.
Reena, what do you say? What are your thoughts, Reena?
My thoughts are they are like, it'll be better if you act according to the situation. The best is because this has happened with me quite a lot, and I actually, the thing is, I'll give an example. Like when I was living in GK, so we were about 10 to 15 people in the house. Everybody, all the workers and everybody, the people working in the house, my children, me, husband. So we started playing cricket daily. from afternoon 2 to 6. It was somewhere around in the winters. So people told me, like, in the that look at your age, what are you doing? You're playing cricket. I said, cricket has got nothing to do with age. And everybody in the house got involved while playing cricket, and we were actually enjoying. And the same thing, if that was in the house itself. But yes, suppose if you're doing outside somewhere, what I feel is people will obviously object, because the society is such. We are not living away from the society, we are living in the society. So when you are at home, when you're among your people, you can do anything as you like. But when you're in the society, you have to behave accordingly. These are my thoughts.
Okay.
And the swing part is, whenever I used to take my son to the park, and I just used to wait for the swing to be vacant so that I can go and swing there. So for that, I never even cared whether somebody is looking at me or not. I just used to swing there. That was the time I used to really enjoy. But there are society norms, because you are living in the society.
Okay. So what I want to ask you all is, supposingly you are going to a park and there's a swing. So you will go and take the swing. But what if you are in a marriage party, in a marriage hall, and their marriage hall also there is a park, there is a small park, and there is a swing. Will you swing? if the urge comes.
With those heavy.
If the urge comes.
Yes, urge will be there.
Pardon?
So one thing I want to add here, Arun, that is called, that we say, the orange changes fates while seeing the other orange. So if I am there and if somebody takes the lead, right? Somebody more prominent than me, more respected than me in the society, and people look forward to them, they take the lead of going onto a dance floor and start dancing, then it will ease up the pressure on we, especially people who are from the perfect background also. They ease up the pressure. They say, even I can do, and I can always see that if he can do, then what is the loss? Then many a time what happens, they take the lead, the people who are more respected and all, and people start going after them. But who will take the lead? That's the important thing. Who will take the lead? Who will take the first arrow of the society?
Okay.
That's the thing.
Mahesh, you mean to say that means leaders are people who change the norms?
Absolutely. But here is one more thing I've seen in the company itself. I've seen people who are the company owners. So understand this, very, very interesting. They are the company owners. When they are on their home, they are going to buy vegetables with their Bermudas and t-shirts when we see outside. But when they come to office, they are dressed up like this thing, and they always tell other people, whenever you go out, dress up like good. You should have good dress up, because anybody can see you, and it can be so it's a startup. So they say people will associate you with the company, and this will go like this. So we are thinking that why this double standard? When he goes to home and he is in the Bermudas and t-shirt buying the vegetables, but he wants other people to have, this thing. So sometimes, there are two things. Even those people who are very careless, they also put that particular thing in their company when they own something.
That means double standards many times. Maybe double standards, or maybe we don't have the guts to, But I've seen youngsters. I've seen the newer generation breaking all odds. I've seen so many startups where there are no desks. There are only those cushions and those, what you call bean bags. And you have that, you come in your Bermudas or you come in your t-shirts and all, sit down wherever.
That completely depend on the company owner, Arun. Yeah. The owner's mentality and the values shifted to the company. When the owner is like this, okay, just come and we are not worried about, we are this company. Everyone start doing that. But when the owner is like, for example, he's like straight jacket thing that you should have shining shoes or belts or something in the company, then even people who want to, chill out, they are not able to chill. So I think the company is a reflection of the person who is holding that particular company. And what you're talking about is the owner. If the owner is like this, every every person of the company is given the complete freedom to do that. But they themselves, I think, the values are trickle down from their owner. So suppose, I don't know, Arun, how your company, you take your company, how your people are there. But many people who are sitting with themselves, they can observe that the owners, trickle down in their company, the values and the thought process and the things, they are trickle down in the company itself.
Absolutely. For example, in my company, I never asked them to call me sir or anything. We are all family members, so no sirs and nothings. Still they say sir, and every time when they say sir, I say, man, don't call me sir, but they say sir.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
I understand that.
Wonderful.
That's good.
स्मिता, आपके क्या विचार हैं?
स्मिता के विचार?
Like to share?
It depends on the situation, ना कि मतलब
ऑन कर देंगे तो स्पॉटलाइट कर दूंगा आपको. Yes.
मतलब जैसी सिचुएशन
should be, जो मैंने बताया ना संतरा गिरने वाला जो मैंने एग्जांपल बताया है, similarly there are so many things.
वो तो अकेले मैं भी नहीं करूंगी.
You are talking to a peaceful, perfect. They will not do it in singular itself. अकेले में भी नहीं करेंगे. I did it, but
Okay. So what are your views that there must be certain things जो आप करते होंगे when you are alone. ठीक है? You wouldn't mind doing that. ठीक है? But would you do the same things when you are in society?
No. In society we can't do such things.
Okay.
Yes.
There is a difference between we can't do and we won't do. We won't do is pertaining to ourselves. We can't do is a statement for everyone. Now my second question to you all is, taking it further, what will be your opinion about that person who does the same thing there? For example, if in a society, if I am there and you all, and I have a reputation, say I have a reputation of being a coach or a mentor and everything, fine. At the same time, there is a, orange peel, which I am eating, and it drops down to the floor, and मैं उसको उठाता हूँ and wash करके मैं खा लेता हूँ. Now, what will be your impression about me? I'm just giving an example. How will you feel about those people who are actually, being themselves in the society as well as where they are? You don't know how I am when I'm alone. Okay, but then yes, you see me picking up that orange and eating. What will be your? Don't say me, because me करेंगे तो you will be. Say some person. Okay, so that you can speak out unbiased. There was some person whom you see that वो नीचे गिरा संतरा खा लिया. क्या है आपका इंप्रेशन क्या रहेगा उसके बारे में? हाँ जी, tough question, out of syllabus. Anyone who like to answer कि आपका impression, how will you feel about that person who's being himself or herself in the society?
So, Arun, I would like to add something here. Yeah. I have heard everyone. So, for few seconds, just change that orange piece with a 1 rupee or 2 rupees coin. Now just think about that you are CEO of a big company and you are going, means you are on road and you see that 2 rupees coin on the road. So will you pick that coin or not? So generally the tendency is, that could be my personal opinion also, because I have been taught that if you see coin on the road and if you don't pick, so that means you are insulting what we call Lakshmi. आप पैसे का निरादर कर रहे हो. You have to pick that. So now I'm just doing that different to my image, because I'm assuming myself as a CEO of a company, but still I'm picking that 2 rupees coin. Now whatever I'm going to do, that is something else with that coin. मैं उसे side में रख देता हूँ, or I can give that to a child, but still my culture is that I will definitely pick that coin. So the same thing is happening with that orange.
No, Mukesh, there's a difference. See, a rupee coin has a value. Fine. Orange also has a value, but then rupee coin or money, if you say they have that, that's a different concept because that has a value. Okay. What I'm talking is about being yourself in the sense that,
Okay.
see, this is one case. One case. It can be so many things which you want to do and which you do when you are alone. Fine. Like for example, my mother had a habit of singing while cooking. Fine.
Right.
If, for example, if I have the habit of singing while I'm doing something, and if I'm in the office and I'm doing my work, will I sing there? Because see, when I'm at home, when I do something, I'll say, la, 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 la. But will I do the same thing when I'm in office and I'm doing same situation? But there I won't do it because I'll say, nahi yaar, what will people think? Why is he singing? So many things.
Okay.
It's not orange peel only.
Yeah. So,
Orange,
okay. Sure. So coming to that point. So we generally spend much time at home. So we know what I am, what Arun is, what Mahesh is, and what Pratibha is. Right. So as per my opinion, whenever we are in the society around people, so when you are in spotlight, because we all are here to play some characters. As in the first day when I attended this session, so Mahesh sir told me that no, you don't show what you are doing. So I mentioned that I'm an accountant. No, he wanted me to tell him something else. Accountant is what you are doing. Tell me if you are a singer, if you are a good, if your cooking is good. So these kind of things he wanted me to tell. No, so we are here to play characters. As I'm accountant, some people are doctor and the engineer. So when we are in society, so we are here to play that character. So when I'm in spotlight, I will justify my role, I justify my character. So will do as society wants me to do. But when I'm not in the spotlight, so it's my life, then I'm in my real character, what Mahesh wanted me to be.
Mukesh, but now we have changed our question. See, we're going back to the first question. My second question, first question, everyone answered. Okay. My second question was, what will be your thoughts or your impression of a person who is doing the same thing which he does when he's alone? That was my question. My question was not, both of that has been answered. Everyone agrees. Almost 9 out of 9 people agreed that we have to act as per society. Okay. There was no one who defied it. I think only Vibha said that I will do it. But what are your impressions? I'll put it on to the total, on to the full group.
No, so just one
person who does this.
Just last point I would like to add here. Suppose I'm there for 10 minutes, and out of that 10 minutes, I got a chance for 30 seconds to behave like what society wants me. So in that 30 seconds,
we are diverting from the question. My question is not about you now. My question is, there is a person who is doing this,
okay,
and you see it. What is your impression on that person?
I am very much okay with that. I will take inspiration from that person. Definitely would like to be same person.
Okay,
because great. This is the thing that will lead me to the next level.
You will be impressed by that person that he's doing the same.
Definitely.
So you give me the right to eat my orange if it falls down in your presence.
So I want to add one thing here also. So it's also a very interesting thing. As we say, so it depends many things about the person's confidence and about the self-image also. When a very successful person riding a bicycle to the office, we say that they are making environment good, they are like this. But when a poor person is walking to riding a bicycle, we say that he can't afford a scooter. So it depends on the person confidence. So what I see is, whatever this person is doing, I will take it how I respect myself, or how confident I am. I will take it from them. If I'm very confident about myself, my own values, I understand myself, I take it as an inspiration. Like Mukesh said, okay, if he is doing that, wonderful, that's it. But if I am very insecure from inside, I am not confident, my self-image is low, I will take that. How can he do that? This is not right. People should not do that. And but a person he has some reputation in doing like this. This is completely, I have, personal experiences. When today, if I take that orange, at that time I was embarrassed. Today I take that orange, I will not take it outside because I say that some animal will eat it. Wonderful. That's wonderful. Let him eat it. So the confidence level and the self-image level of a person, of that person, is taking the inspiration or the something from there. So the cycle incident I have done on myself. When in 15 years back, when I ride a bicycle, when I was not having that kind of vehicle, I was so not that okay to go to somewhere with the bicycle. But I said I only have the bicycle. But today, when I am going to office on my bicycle, I am having a purpose because I am contributing to the environment. So whatever people will think that he's coming on a bicycle or something, but I am finding myself that I am contributing to the nature. And that is making me do the things. So I think it is, more to do with self-image, self-confidence, rather than what society will see. Because society will, whatever you do, they will. Some people are happy and some people are not. So that's what I think. That it is more of the self-image and self-respect rather than what other people do.
No, perfect. But my again question was that what will you feel of the other person? For example,
I'm saying, if I see you
riding a bicycle.
Okay, suppose a person riding a bicycle, I will always feel, wow, good. Now people, so what I'm feeling is the people is now understanding the value of bicycle. That how this will help the environment, and he is good. More and more people will come, that will help. So I will encourage him. I will say him very good, because that's good. I will feel today. But 10 years back, I was having something else.
Great.
That's what I think.
DK, what will you feel about that person who's doing these things in society, in open?
I think that you should behave appropriately. Can I make an example?
Yeah.
Okay, I attended this training, and then there was this guy. Okay, there was.
You can start your video. I can put you on spotlight.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not. Not now. Maybe later. Yeah. Anyway, what I was going to say was, I attended this training, and then there was food available, and then there was this man. So by right, during a training, there is limited food for the amount of participants. So I don't know why. I'm not sure why he took a lot of sandwiches, and then the organizer wasn't very happy. And then during the training itself, because he brought the sandwiches inside the training room, the organizer actually went inside the training room and asked for the extra sandwiches back. He's supposed to take one, but I think he took like 5 or something like that. So there weren't enough for other participants. So basically, maybe at home he can do that or whatever, but in a public area, not advisable. So he's being judged, and people were talking about him, so it's not a very nice thing to do. So you have to be careful where you're at. So that's what I think.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Wow. Anyone who would like to share his or her thoughts, because we've already covered up our 1 hour session, and we had maintained that we won't be taking more than 1 hour. So anyone who would like to share in the end, what will you feel? But then somewhere down the line, I feel that we are talking about not doing the same things in the society, at the same time being saying that we take inspiration from people who do it. It's a bit of hypocritical. We are looking at inspirations from people who do it, but at the same time we say that we would not want to do it.
Arun, I'd like to share something here.
Yes.
I happened to be coming from NCR one time, and I saw Maqbool Fida Hussain, MF Hussain, who's the very famous painter. Believe me or not, with that kind of fame, he still walks barefoot. He was coming out of the car. He was in a chauffeur-driven car, but when he walked out, he was holding his paintbrush in his hand, which he always keeps besides him. It's a long paintbrush. probably a 2 feet, 1.5 to 2 feet long paintbrush with him, and he was barefoot. And that was really surprising to me because I have always seen him wherever he's in the galleries, he's going to the TEDx, he's going to different platforms to deliver speeches. He is barefoot. And one person had asked him that, why are you barefoot? You know, why don't you wear slippers? Or he says, this is where I feel comfortable. This is where I feel home. So my outer aspect is something, you know, the fame, everything that I create is the outer aspect of me. But what I can connect, what I can ground is being barefoot, walking barefoot. So I think it is more about, you know, accepting who you are, because we have over the time got this habit of validating ourselves, you know, whether I'm looking good, whether I'm feeling good, whether I'm behaving right. And somewhere we lose to be ourselves. So very important for me all the time is to be myself. And the moment you start respecting your decisions about, you know, how you look, how you feel, how you are accepting yourself, how truly you are accepting yourself, the more important it becomes for, you know, the more people will start looking at you, that, you know, because that freedom, once you respect yourself, your decisions about how you are, you know, in the society, the more you're respecting yourself, I think people start looking forward to becoming, because they can see the freedom in you, they can see the expression, you know, becoming absolutely fearless, not, you know, seeking validation. You are absolutely free to do something that, you know, makes you happy as a person. I'm not advocating that you do wrong just to please yourself or to do any kind of harm to others. That's a very separate issue. But yes, respecting yourself and loving yourself is most important, and that's what I try to do. Thank you.
Wonderful, Vibha. But again, the question comes to the point that when MF Hussain, you know, walks barefoot, people look up to him. But if Arun Prabhu walks barefoot, people will, you know, pass judgments. Ki, what happened? Did you lose everything in your business? You know, many a times we say that if superstars do anything, that becomes inspiration. For example, if MF Hussain was not MF Hussain, he was a common man and walking barefoot, people would have made the same example which Mahesh gave, that if the MD of the company rides a bicycle, then they think, oh, see how environment friendly he is. You know, he rides a bicycle to the office. But if a laborer, you know, if he's riding a bicycle, you say, see how poor he is now. He cannot afford even a scooter. I don't know.
So that's where you know, introspection comes into picture, that whether being an MF Hussain and walking barefoot, or whether being Vibha Nashin and walking barefoot, you know, as Vibha Nashin, am I taking pride in walking barefoot? Is this something that I value for myself? Not as somebody else is doing it, because I want to do it. Like today, even if it rains today, I will go to a park and walk barefoot. That's something that I love to do. Perfect. Irrespective of whether 50 people are doing it, or you know, some president of some country is doing it, or some famous celebrity. What is it that I want to you know, celebrate? What is it that's something I want to, you know, feel good about? So it's all about me. So if you're not taking pride in what you are doing, then you will always be in a guilt that, am I doing justice to the society by, you know, be having my presence over there? So you will always be feeling guilty or and ashamed of whatever you do. So irrespective who is doing it, toward whatever what you are doing, this is something important that you should take, you know, respect what you are doing.
Great, wonderful. So any other perspective?
So the last point, Arun, I would like to add here.
Let us be very precise. We have got only another.
Yeah. Okay.
Let us be very precise. Would you want to?
Yeah.
Sure. Is there a change in your perspective or no? And again, being non-judgmental, because neither Vibha is right, nor Smita is right, nor Pratibha is right, nor I am right, nor Mahesh is right. No one is right here. These are perspectives of everyone, without being judgmental. Last few, you know, another couple of opinions, and then we say good one.
Okay.
Yeah, Arun, I would like to say something. See, the thing is, like, you know, sometimes it's very important to be yourself also. See here, what my opinion is, how long can you camouflage yourself? You know, it's very difficult to maintain double standards. So what I feel the best is to be yourself which usually I do, irrespective of people thinking what I am doing. Because ek to I ask, "Kaun hai ye log?" I don't bother, and that is why most mainly I am criticized also, because I do things which which do not resonate with the people around most of the time. But then, like, it's me who has to live. They don't have to live my life. I cannot lead a dubious life. I can't camouflage myself. So I can only live the way I can.
Great.
And that's guilt free. So the best thing is live the way you want to live.
Great.
No matter however it is.
So you mean to say that if I want to be myself, I should be myself. If I don't want to be myself, then I should not be myself. It's both.
Yeah, that's up to you. That's up to you, the way you want to live.
Great. Wonderful. Anyone else who would like to express? And then
Yes, Arun.
Yeah.
So if you see the bar head, in my early age, I lost my hair. And then when I got married to 2006, till that time I didn't have hair at my head. So at that time, because of the society norms, looking at the society, I managed to have a wig, right? And all my pics of my wedding are in that wig. I cherish and love see myself in the wig, in the proper hair. But later on, I realized that was that right? Because whatever I did, that was not my wish. That was the wish of society. Then I started living me as per my wish, not as per society. Still, society says that why don't you wear wig? You are earning so much. You are you have a good living standard. So why are you not wearing the wig? But now I started living things at my wish. So I basically left that wig, and I feel now happy whenever I go outside. So that time when I go outside, I wasn't afraid of feeling that I'm not looking good. But now when I do these things, I feel very much happy. So I'm very much satisfied what I am today and how I look today.
Great. Wonderful. And that reminds reminds me that most of the Bollywood actors are bald, and they don't hide their baldness. They don't wear wigs. And most of the Hollywood heroes, okay? Some of the Bollywood heroes are also bald, but they don't want to show their baldness, so they hide their. There are two different norms. In Bollywood, being bald is not considered good, but in Hollywood, if you see, most of the heroes are bald, and they come as they don't. So anyways, that was wonderful. We had a great discussion, and thank you so much for being a part of Heart to Heart. We have this session every Sunday 11 with different topics, sometimes creativity, sometimes expressing yourselves. So please do come every Sunday. We welcome you. Pass this message to your friends. You can ask them to join, because this is one of those sessions where we are not judgmental, where we don't say who's right or wrong, because everyone is right in their own perspective. Fine. Thank you so much. And we'll meet next Sunday, 11 a.m.
Thank you, Arun. Thank you, Manish. Thank you, everyone.